Excellent. So welcome to the reveal. This is the world reveal of Brand Aura. Yeah, I'm like, this is a moment. um, it's really been an incredible process of putting my gifts into a new format and a new way for me to share. And I'm really excited to, yeah, get into that together. And I know we just kind of went through some gratitude here. Also, my sis Lindsay over there, who's here with me on Maui, who's been like just real deal Holyfield sister, and I'm so grateful. And yeah, and thank you, Lynn, for showing up, and Dr. Sue and Sheila. Yeah, okay. My gratitude is almost getting is overflowing. So I'm gonna start, and I want to start by actually orienting us a little bit into the grander scheme of energetic flow. We're going to be talking today about the resonance and the frequency of art and how that relates to our branding and our marketing, and how brand is actually a big resonant field that's holding together a collective consciousness, right? And so I'm really excited to break into that field from that perspective, because I've always been in the seat of the mystic and the poet and the artist, and that part of me is like so alive. And then I also have like a master's in media studies, and was really curious about collective neuroses and collective hypnosis. And so bringing those two together right now is this massive moment in my life of seeing how, like, okay, we can reclaim that field. So we're going to start with orienting ourselves to the 7 directions. So I don't know if you know where east is, where you are. Does everyone know? Yeah. Okay, so we're going to begin with the east direction, and I've brought some of my instruments in here to just help us with that. And here we go. Calling upon the gatekeepers of the east portal, the rising sun, the innocence of childhood, the newness, the resurrection, the rebirth, to be with us, to guide us, protect us, and orient us with their great power and strength. Calling upon the gatekeepers of the south, the element of the fire, the herd animals that gather around the fire, the essence of family that gathers around the fire, the south that keeps us warm, calling upon the gatekeepers to be with us, protect us, guide us, orient us with our greatest experience. Calling upon the gatekeepers of the west, the element of the water, the setting sun, the purples and the pinks, and the incredible colors that come with transformation and transition. The plant kingdom, the whales, the dolphins, all the creatures of the water, to be with us, protect us, guide us, show us how we're part of something so much bigger. Calling upon the gatekeepers of the north, the element of earth, the great mountains, the elders of all lineages, of all directions, all space and time, the wisdom keepers, the stones and the crystals who show us that through pressure we become diamonds. Calling upon their wisdom to be with us, protect us, guide us, to show us how we're part of something so much greater than we could imagine. And now for the 3 directions on the vertical cross, calling upon the cosmos and the sky, the ascended masters, the angels, the magnetics of the planets, to allow us to feel connected to the greatness of space as we move through this massive void on this beautiful paradise planet. To be with us, protect us, guide us, show us how we're part of something so much greater. To the earth beneath us, Pachamama, our mother, to where we were birthed from and where our bodies will return when our time here is done, to all that she gives us, to all that she knows we already need, to knowing how held we are, how miraculous we are, how our bodies are beyond our wildest imaginations and their complexity and their miraculousness. Pachamama, be with us, protect us, guide us, show us how we're part of something so much greater. And finally, to the heart, to the center, to the still point, the 0 point, the heart of humanity, as I feel my heart connected to this vast network of luminous hearts beating across the entire globe of every living thing, to the consciousness of humanity, that our work here today may call forth light and usher light into this beautiful network. To the heart of humanity, I bow to you. I am your sibling. I am here with you. Be with us, protect us, guide us, remind us how we are all connected and part of something so much greater. Thank you. Who here feels that they are part of something greater than our wildest imaginations? Yeah, right? How humbling it is to even be in a human body at this point in time, right? This is the angels, as angels, we like lined up for this, to have this experience, to experience the whole gamut of the human experience, from our grief to our joy, right? Our sorrow and our ecstasy, our separation and our communion, to truly know what that is on the material realm, to move through that. Who here feels like they're part of an awakening, that we're actually remembering this? Yeah. Drop a yes in the chat if you feel like, yes, we are in this awakening moment on planet Mama Gaia. Papa, connected in the chat if you feel like your awakening is actually coming forth from this deeper awakening. If you feel that your vessel is a vessel of this consciousness coming through. Who here has had experiences of being that channel, of becoming that vessel? It is so incredible to speak like this together with women. I feel like we are reclaiming an ancient future lineage of something that we've been part of for many, many lifetimes. We've been on many sides of it. And that now in this lifetime, we're anchoring it again. We're anchoring that heaven on earth frequency, as Sister Jackie was so beautifully bringing into her call this morning, that we actually have the ability as the human vessel to unite the heavens with the earth, that we are this rainbow bridge, that our energetic centers, or the chakras, are the rainbow bridge, right? That allows consciousness to come through. Type a creator in the chat if you know deep down that you are created and also a creator, right? It's amazing to be a dolphin or a puppy, but as a human, we get to be artists, right? We get to be creators. And that is such a noble incarnation, that we even have the opportunity to write a letter to someone, that we have the opportunity to, just by having a name, by knowing a name, in that sense, we become something activated, that we become the God force actually activated in this realm. So yeah, write creator in there if you've felt that in your bones. And then something that's so tender, something I refer to as, it's even hard to say, but it's something I refer to as the witch wound. Because who feels that there's a fear in showing their magic? Right? Like there's like some epigenetic, some kind of in the DNA, in however our collective memory works, but there are memories of that not being okay, and not just being silenced, but being persecuted and hunted for that. So that's something that, as this priestesshood, as this community, as this network of light workers on the planet rises, that we're releasing also that fear. And it's through coming together like this that we become stronger. Like I was in tears all morning in Jackie's talk, because it's like, this is how I know I'm not alone. Who has felt sometimes like they were alone, right? They didn't want to really tell people what's going on because people think you're crazy. I remember telling my mother something, and she was like, well, maybe we should take you to a hospital, and like, it was like, okay, forget it. We're not gonna go into that, and that's how we treat it, and that wound of womanhood also, of like, it's not so long that women were locked up for hysteria, for having ecstatic experiences, so we are just coming out of the weeds of this massive weight. Who has felt a weight on their shoulders in their lifetime that they couldn't even describe, right? I remember being about 7, 8 years old and seeing the shape of my body shift and wondering, like, what is that? And it's like, who has felt that? That we've been carrying that fear and that sorrow. Who feels the gratitude for beginning to clear it? Yeah, type gratitude in the chat, like just sending like, wow, this is a moment. And then who here believes in the power of frequency, vibration? Yes, right? As a lifelong musician, I've been a practitioner and within the realms of vibration and sound and song, and as a ceremonialist, understanding the power of sound and music and ikaros to move us through catharsis, to be the river that moves us through transformation. And so talking about vibration, sound, and frequency. And today I really want to talk about that in terms of visual vibration, because while we can understand sound and that all makes sense, and it's so amazing how many of us have our sound allies, right? Our crystal bowls and these real instruments that can hold a resonance. And so I want to talk about the visual resonance and how the power of the visual can really transmit medicine as well. So with that said, I am going to share my presentation. Here we go. And Give me a moment. Okay, can everyone see that? Great. Okay, so today's presentation is brand aura, right? This is a new way that I am encapsulating my visual medicine and beginning to really share it in a whole new way. So I'm just giddy and a little nervous and excited. I'm so grateful for you all to witness and yeah, just be part of this moment. So this is, you'll see, this is the art that I create, and yeah, we're going to talk about how it moves us. And first, I kind of want to begin with a personal story, right? Of a time when I had so deeply forgotten my power, my soul essence, that I wound up in a really unfortunate marriage, and then a divorce that, yeah, just sparing some of the details, left me alone and broke in it's actually my former babysitter's barn in New Jersey, in the middle of like nowhere in Western New Jersey, and in full despair, and found myself really praying to God to take me back home. So in that moment, in that time of feeling like I had so forgotten who I was, that there was like no way home except to like leave the body and like go home. And, really accepting that, and feeling like that was okay. And then one night, I actually took my guitar out, and I had been so depressed I really wasn't doing much of anything, and just started kind of hearing my voice again for like the first time in what seemed like an eternity. And I realized, like, you know what? If I'm actually ready to leave this body, then I'm actually ready to fully live and to fully embrace my destiny and the dangers that come along with that, and the lack of acceptance, or that my fear of abandonment and all of those fears, seemed minute. It was like, well, I guess at this point, this is a bonus round. Okay. Right. Like, I can just go for it now. And I started to really call forth the frequency of resurrection. I felt myself going through a full death portal, a death of who I thought I was, how I thought I had forgotten myself, and came into a place where I reclaimed my creatorship and began making art for the pure reason of resurrection. And I began making pieces like this that I printed out massive, and I just hung all around me just so I could feel really my own beauty, actually. And I gave myself full permission to express my beauty and to express the God force that was within me. And beauty, beauty, we've so perverted it in our culture of consumerism and domination, and that we've almost forgotten what beauty really is. And I just want to call back beauty because, right, like Keats said, like, truth is beauty and beauty is truth. It's not the pretty shiny. That's not beauty, right? Beauty is the burning essence, the burning desire. Beauty is the resurrection, right? Beauty is the process. And so this, beauty brings us deeper into faith, for beauty is the whisper of magic, right? Like beauty shows us that there's magic in the world. Nature does that for us. We'll go into nature and look at a flower and be like, how is this possible? How is this bird possible? How are all these feathers so perfect? Right? And then in like accepting beauty and really seeing beauty, then all of a sudden it becomes almost impossible to separate ourselves from beauty because we're made in the same way, right? We are made from that same harmonic force of beauty. So I embraced the beauty path, right? The beauty way, which is a Native American way of even talking about the spiritual path. And a friend of mine was interviewing Marianne Williamson for his podcast and knew that I was a fan and invited me to meet her. And I like ran to do it and met her there and was like, Marianne, your voice needs to be heard more. I want to help you produce your own podcast. I have all these skills. I can make films and audio, and I can do all these things. And like, I just want to serve you. And she thought about it. And a couple weeks later, she sent me an email and she goes, all right, Athena, I think I'm ready. And that really began this like floodgate of miracles, right? With like Mama Miracle taking me in under her wing. And I got to work directly with Marianne for about a year right before she decided to run for president. And wow, what a year it was. And in that time, I was creating my art. And again, like putting it up in my room, a long-term friend of mine named Charlie started coming around in a more of a romantic way. And he actually the first time he came over, he saw one of my pieces hanging up and he was like, whoa, I want that like tattooed on me. That's amazing. Long story short, 3 years later, we got married. He's like my Dharma twin, and we're together on this path of beauty. And it just showed me how by showing ourselves, right, we magnetize our soul community, we magnetize our beloveds. And so together with Charlie, and when we first started getting together, I had also come to a place where I was like, I'm an ancient future priestess. I don't need to like deal with the boys anymore. Like, I'm cool. I got this. I'm on the path. It's fine. And I told him, I was like, Charlie, like, I'm really on this path. And if you feel like you resonate with that, then we could walk together a long time. But otherwise, that's the path I'm on. And it's my beloved. And beautifully and miraculously enough, he was like, of course, Athena, of course I'm on this path. And of course I see you as this. And our story is just for a whole other day, but been incredible. And one of the things, and what we did when we first came together, is we created Spa Ship, which was our version of Heaven on Earth. This is us as the Spa Ship. Bringing sound healing and immersive wellness temple experiences, right? And saying like, well, the ancient future temple, it's full of all kinds of energy workers, right? And you go in there and it's held together by this resonance of harmonic frequency, and you can get Reiki or a massage or all kinds of quantum healings. And like, that's what we're here to create. And we did. And we had incredible success in New York City, where people really need that kind of work. And so we began to anchor what we felt was heaven on earth in the world. And here I am. And at the end of all of it, you know, of being an educator, a musician, a writer, I was like, you know what? I am here to bring forth magic. I'm here to elevate the magic I see in other people as an art curator, right? As an editor. It's like, that's always what I've been doing, is seeing people, working with artists that are in the Venice Biennial, like high level artists, you know, pop stars and celebrities, like actually bringing them into a deeper resonance of their truth, their beauty, and shining a light on that. And so at this point in my life, I want to support the mission of light workers on this planet. Predominantly women, as I see, it's women who are, as embodied women, like stepping forward and holding that bridge. And through my gifts of graphic design, art, you know, these kind of skills that I have, to call forth a direct transmission of your medicine. So what does that mean? That means that the imagery that you put forth can be medicine within itself, right? That what we call branding, your resonance, the resonance that you're creating, the electromagnetic field, the aura of your medicine is medicinal in itself. And so I want to help bring that in. So this is the strategy, right? This brand aura strategy of a light worker to lighthouse, okay? At this critical time, I call upon the power of art and beauty to awaken our human family to our greatest potential. It is time to shine the light of our medicine into the world and to become lighthouses amidst the storm, right? So like moving from that place of like isolated light worker, right? Like the isolated empath, to a place of real strength, stability, where the transmission is so powerful. It cannot be denied. Okay. The transmission is like this lighthouse going out into the ocean, no matter what the weather is, calling in the boats, right? Calling them in, calling in through the magnetism of its nurturing shores, right? That in this crazy storm that we're in right now, that we're each one of us offering a sanctuary. And so how can your lighthouse admit that, like, hey, there's a sanctuary over here. I know you're struggling. Come bring your boat to shore. So there's 3 parts that I feel here. The first one is about reclaiming the value system, okay? Throughout my studies and in media studies, but also in sound healing and hypnosis and NLP, really came to the realization and the understanding that the advertising industry spends billions of dollars each year to hypnotize us, and to hypnotize us into a state of insecurity and lack, right? Like, I'm not good enough, I'm not pretty enough, my face is not even enough. Like, there's always something that's not right, right? And especially as women, keeps us from standing up, because we're like, oh, well, I'm not quite good enough. I'm not, you know, it's not, oh, if I looked like that, or if I sounded like this, or if I was that years old, or, you know, all of that hypnosis that keeps us, again, suppressed, you know? And so from going from a time of being physically oppressed, physically hunted, to now it's been internalized, right? And we silence ourselves. And so to really like rip out that programming and like stop that hypnosis, you know? And the beautiful thing about a hypnosis is once you're aware of it, it's broken. Okay. So all that it takes is the awareness, right? Oh, you're hypnotizing me here. Okay. And so it's like in every cell of my body, I know that I'm here to help reconstitute the value system on this planet, because we've been in like this hypnosis and this forgetting and stuck in a value system that's based on exploitation, right? And we know that right now with the climate crisis, with the refugee crisis, with the massive disparities of wealth on the planet, you know, that we're in this value system that actually is not very valuable. And to be honest, I know people who have made it in the value system who are millionaires and, you know, whatever, and are miserable. So at some point it's like, okay, when the jig is up, right? Like, this is actually not the value system. I would say it's like a Jerry Springer episode where you go like, you are not the real father, you know, where like we've been hypnotized with this like Piscean father figure who's like really judgmental and hates our desires and doesn't want us to have any pleasure, or, you know, it's like, but that's actually not the real father. You know, the real father is the sun, is this solar energy that's just shining light on all life, regardless of whether we think we deserve it or not, or someone else thinks we deserve it or not. That's just not the way it works. All life receives light. And so this is how I feel like I can now step in and help other people who have the same values that I do to exalt their medicine and exalt service and integrity right now, right? Because like those things have just been eroded. Okay. Then there's the part 2, okay? Refining the essence of your intention. The essence of your intention is another word for prayer, right? It's like your deepest call. And, you know, and Jackie was saying this morning on the call, right? There's 3 kinds of prayer. There's thank you, wow, pure awe, and I need help. Okay, so exalting the essence of your intention of like, what am I delivering? Where is that coming from? What brought me to a place where I'm coming from that? You know, we are all wounded healers. We are all operating from a place where through our human experience, we had a specific set of experiences that now allow us to relate to other people who have similar experiences, you know, and maybe we're like 1 step ahead, 2 steps ahead, maybe 4, you know, but we've been there and we can acknowledge that those experiences were here to help us step into service. Service, community is the answer to our dissatisfaction. It's the answer to our sense of isolation, right? In my whole life, throughout my ups and downs, it's when I just stepped in to show up that I felt better, right? And not in the way where I'm like, oh, someone is worse off than me, that's great. But in a way that's like, I'm actually part of communion. I'm part of a human family that knows how to care for each other, right? And so working with people who are really stepping into that space of service to refine the essence of that intention is where I'm at. And then part 3 for the process is becoming art, right? Is, you know, exalting ourselves, exalting someone as art. So this is Brittany, who I photographed, and, you know, and through photography, design, copyright, really crafting the artwork that becomes your lighthouse, that becomes your virtual transmission, you know, that becomes the ripples that you put forth into the world, you know, because if we can acknowledge that the words we say on a regular basis are affecting our reality, you know, the images, the frequency of the images we're putting forth affects our reality. When we think of the word aesthetics, you know, like style, sometimes it feels like beauty in a way. Thank you. You know, like, oh, like it's a superficial thing. I've got like an echo in here. But actually what aesthetics is a crystallization of frequency, right? That's what style is. That's what beauty is. That's why it's unnameable. That's why babies, right? 2-month, 3-month-old babies gravitate towards beauty. Okay. It's written within us that that's where, harmony lives. And so, how to create and exalt us into a place of art and artfulness. And then, if you're interested, I'd love to share some of the photography that I've done. Would you like to see some photos? Okay. Yay. Thank you all so much. How's everyone doing? Yeah? Okay. So here's Brittany in her power and her glory. Brittany is an earth warrior. She's working with women, igniting and reuniting their sexuality with Mama Gaia, right? And she came to me wanting to depict that kind of raw earthiness, eroticism, that comes through when we can really connect with the life force in that way. And here she is again. So there's this beautiful quote by this incredible woman, and the quote is, "The role of the artist is to make the revolution irresistible." So we've been talking about magnetism. How about irresistibleness? Okay. So like where we are going, and that's the power of the feminine really, is that we know how to hold that. Like we know what that is, right? And can we now use that power to bring our energy back into remembrance, back to earth? Here's Brittany again. Such a sweet soul. And then Yeshila. So this woman on the left here, it's her birthday today, actually. She's going to be 74 years old. And she's like my spirit, like just an incredible inspiration in my life. Her freedom, her vitality, her beauty, right? Really just shimmering forth. And so I was really honored to work with Yeshila, and then Gina over here to help launch Gina's jewelry line. So this was a branding around jewelry. Okay. And again, this is more of that. Cindy. Okay, so Cindy is on this unbelievable path. She's had quite the story, full of, unimaginable sorrow and devastation. And now at 53 years old, she's stepping into her role as priestess, as in service. And she saw my work and reached out, and I was so grateful that I got to create that for her, right? Like Cindy, she's always in yoga pants and never wears makeup and all of that. And so for this, I got to style her. I got to dress her and really exalt her and really dive in and be like, okay, what is the mythic experience of Cindy? And I feel, and when we saw these photos, we all cried. It was so wild. She was like, you captured me, right? And Cindy's like, she's a hot tamale, and she wanted to capture her sexuality, right? And her like freedom in that. And I remember when my younger sister saw the photos, she cried and she was like, she's so free. You've given a gift to all women everywhere, and that's the power of art, is right. Art moves us through this portal into transcendence, where suddenly a photograph of Cindy becomes a photograph of every woman. This is Zoe, right? Who's so diligently devoted to the alignment of the body and the alignment of sound. He's a musician and a dancer, and I wanted to really capture his range of motion. So this was a photo shoot we did here on Maui. Just capture his shimmering self. Nicole. Wow. Nicole has been an HIV survivor for almost 40 years, 30 years. She's had 2 rounds of cancer, and she is now fully stepping into her role as a health coach and helping people through to navigate their own chronic illnesses. She's a miracle. Working with her to create her transmission was medicine for me. And then for her to just see herself in this way. Nicole. So what I really love is to reflect the prayer of us, right? To reflect the gratitude, the awe, the calling, you know, the humility of like calling in support. It's like, how do we show that? How do we show the prayer? You know, and to just go back and to see like an altar space, right? An altar space exists within the 3D. And how can we imagine our virtual presence as an altar, right? That's aligning us with certain energies, that's putting forth very specific frequencies, you know, just like a crystal, you know, like how are we really becoming clearer and more specific about the colors, the shapes we're using, the emotion behind things, so that our virtual presence becomes as powerful as an altar. Okay. And so that kind of brings me here towards the end of my presentation. I'm inviting you to book a 30-minute Brandora call with me. Like, some of you may want to work with me, some of you may not, but either way, I would love to just hear what you're working on and see how we can, again, find a deeper essence of your intention, find some kind of magic in there that we can unleash and reveal a little bit more. And so I value that at $200, and I want to offer that as a gift for you. There's a link to book a call and all of that. Oh, and then Cindy wrote this, which I thought was just kind of beautiful. And she wrote, "You captured everything I have become, how I live my life in my wisest self. The reclamation of my soul, my power, and my desires are fully seen through your lens. So grateful." So, you know, this is like, I'm like, okay, that's good. I did good this lifetime. I'm good. You know, like if I can like reflect the truth and the beauty of like one person, like, holy shit. So it brings great value to my life to do this kind of work and to open it up so that I can also work virtually by creating activation pieces, by working with you to create more branding pieces, more graphic design, and also opening to, you can send me a photo and I can turn your photo into a whole collage and a kind of a reading of your magnetic frequency, of your aura. So that, and then I've got a hot offer. I was like, oh, really? You're gonna give 50% off? But yes, so like if anyone is so feeling this, and you want to book something today, it's just good for today, then I'm going to give you 50% off any of the things that I'm offering, or whatever we can come up with together that is really specific to your needs right now. There's a link to also my website. There I have some packages available already, and we can customize them as well. So that's available. I'm willing to just put my you can just reach out to me directly, send me a message. I can put my phone number in the chat. You can send me a text. But if you really feeling called then I wanted to just give that opportunity today and to offer my gratitude. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful to just come on a call and say all this, just say it, and not kind of feel like I need to put myself into some container that feels like a little costumey and unnatural, right? To know that my multifaceted nature is beautiful and beautiful and wonderful in the way it is. And just because I am a musician doesn't mean that's all I am. And just because I'm an artist doesn't mean that's all I am. And just because I'm a yoga teacher doesn't mean that's all I am. And just because I'm a marketer, but like I'm actually so much more than all of that. And ultimately, what I'm here to do is to raise the level of magic on this planet and to remind our human family of who we really are and invite us to come back home. Thank you so much for making me feel at home. My gratitude to this community is just beyond my dreams of what signing up for Sage's group could have ever been. And I see us like in all different ages and places on the planet, like really rising into this moment and rising into our power and strength. And as this group, and as a community, and I really, if you can imagine, if you will, like this network, this net surrounding the entire globe, we're each a little node, right? Connecting a couple of the pieces. We're each holding this net together. And like that net of light is getting stronger and more illuminated and more powerful, and we're feeding each other. And as I become stronger, you are becoming stronger. As you're becoming stronger, oh my gosh, I am becoming so much stronger, witnessing the strength that I've seen just in the last few days in this community. So that's what I'm here for. Whatever skills I can bring to the table, however I can help exalt your medicine in the world, I'm here for. And however I can just be here in friendship, I'm here for it. Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh, I would love to hear. We have like 10 more minutes. I'd love to hear where you're at, like your takeaways. See, how do I take off the share? I don't know. But yeah, I would love to hear from you. Yeah, how can you take off the share?
At the bottom of the Zoom, it should say stop screen share or something like that. Do you see that at the very bottom on all your little thingies? Or your co-host can stop it for you too.
Oh, thank you, co-host. You're the best.
Now she might be sharing her screen, but we definitely want somebody to stop their screen share so we can see your gorgeous face and all.
Oh, thank you. Stop. Yay. Oh my gosh. Oh, Christelle, you're here. Oh, Diva. Oh my gosh. Thank you. Oh, Yana, you came. Oh, thank you. Oh, wow. Okay, I'm just basking in your beauty over here. Would anyone like to share anything that they're feeling or that they kind of got from this? Yeah.
Just wow. Wow is the word that I'm speechless. It's so beautiful. The idea of beauty so touches me and so touches us all, and it's such a part of the human experience and the experience of being a woman. in the whole exalted beauty, but in such a different way. It's like my crown chakra is tingling like crazy. Okay. I just want you to know it's like going insane. And my hands are like doing this thing. And I have to process what that means. It's like, it's just so beautiful. I'm just like blown away. And it's been stunning and just taking it all, and it's been gorgeous. So thank you so much.
Thank
So
you,
incredible.
Sheila. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Christina, I have got to go, but I will see you on Monday for our meeting.
Yes. Thank you so much, Dr. Sue. So
Beautiful.
grateful for you.
Take good care.
Thank you. Thank you.
Dr. Sue, her thing's Saturday though, right?
Yeah.
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 You'll be there. Well, I'd love to share. I had no idea. I got the essence of you being a yogi and very connected, but the art and the photography and the capture of the rawness and I think my greatest aha was the reminder that we're being hypnotized by the advertisers and the inequity of wealth on the planet and all the things that are going on, and just the injustices and how off the planet really is, and how we as a as rise and roar priestesses have the ability to make a difference. And it's just beautiful that you're leading this. I'm so honored that I get to just have that tiny little bit of connected to you, my dear. This is so cool.
Oh, thank you so much, Sandy. It's so cool. It's just amazing to be connected to all of you and to the larger group. And, and I was just, telling Charlie, I was like, it's not just our little corner, who believes in this. It's like so many people, actually. We're all feeling it. And whatever place we came from, and like we're doing it in our own way. And like there really is a massive shift in consciousness happening on the planet. And there really is this massive rebirth happening. And while, the empire is crumbling, there is on the ground level this incredible resurrection happening, and like this kind of alchemy of truth coming forth, and the pressure of the times like really creating diamonds of the moment. And so it's like, I want, like, that's where I thrive. Like I want like that space of like alchemy and pressure to like birth something so much more than we could have imagined before. Yeah,
Athena, when I first saw your photography on Facebook, I thought one day I want to shoot with her. Like
I would love that.
Yeah, the way that you bring someone's soul out through the photos. And I loved the differentiation. Like, each person you shot a little bit differently. And like, there was a man and a woman both, where you kind of did this photography where they were in it, but they were kind of integrated with the background. And one guy was about movement, and then the other woman was about her beauty and essence. And it was just, it's really neat to see how you customize the shoot to the person. It's not like you have an exact style that you use, or it's the same style with everyone. So I really love that aspect of what you do.
Thanks so much for seeing that. Yeah, everyone is so unique, and that's part of what I love, is like, I love intimacy. I love getting to know someone like on this like really deep level, and their quirks and their idiosyncrasies, all those things. And to celebrate that. It's so cool to be a human. We're all very similar, and we're also different too. So thank you so much for seeing that. I appreciate that, Serena.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah.
Can I share?
Please.
So congratulations, sweetheart. Oh my gosh, that was so beautiful. And It's so fun to be in here with all of you and see all your beautiful faces. And I just have to share with you. And I was trying to decide if I was going to do it like later with us in private, but I thought, screw it. Everybody should get to hear my share. So I have, we have limited space in our workspace, right? We don't want it to be cluttered. We want it to be beautiful. And it's everything that is us where we're working and we're doing our work. And I have 3 sticky notes on my monitor. One is a note from Sage there was something Sage said one day teaching when we were in a coaching meeting. I'm like, I need to remember that for all my clients. This is my thing. So there's a note on here from Sage. Another one is from my coach, because I'm in a program, Debbie Lichter's program, actually. It says, meet the moment and do something different. And there's a third one on the top, and it just says Athena in Hawaii.
Oh, Jill.
Because I know that sometime early next year, I'm going to come and I'm going to be there with you for those days that you were talking about on our coaching call the other day. And I can't wait for you to bring out in me what I saw in those pictures, because I know she's in there.
Yes, she is. Mother of dragons. Like, yes, she is.
I'm like, oh my gosh, like the dragons are going around going, yeah, let's go do it.
Woohoo, Jill, can't wait to see it.
Oh my God, that's so exciting. I get really like, woo. Oh, thank you so much for sharing that. That's like, I'm blushing. I'm so honored. Thank you. Yeah. Oh, please share.
I'm going to find a way to make it happen. Yes.
Oh.
That was absolutely beautiful. And we all need more beauty and more celebration of our power in ourselves. And you have an amazing gift. So I'm going to find a way to make it happen.
Oh, I'm so honored. I'm such a fan of you, and thank you. Thank you so much. Oh, this is like a birthday party. It is though. This is the Brand Aura birthday party. I knew it.
Oh my God, my cheeks hurt from smiling so much. But I'm just like, I'm literally in the prayer of awe. I really am. I'm just, wow, 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 wow. I just so grateful to be here today in your presence. I feel such a resonance with your message. I feel so aligned. I feel so alive. And just looking at those pictures, I just felt, yes, I felt the spirit, I felt the soul, I felt everything, their aliveness, their movement, their grace and their beauty. And you're right, it just transmits. It is this lighthouse. These are the words that I love to speak. So I'm definitely taking off on your gifts. I'm like so ecstatic to be connected with you. And I honestly, like, I want to go into that spa, what's it called? The spa zone?
The spa ship.
Girl, I want to be.
Yes, you do. Y'all come to Hawaii. It'd be a full transformational portal, like beyond.
Okay, Coach Jill, it's on you to get Sage to do the next thing in Hawaii so we can all go.
That's where we used to go. That's
where
I know. Is Hawaii.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Yeah.
It has to be Maui though. Maui specifically, right?
That's just Maui, the Big Island. That would be a big push for her. So the Big Island speaks to her heart. We go there and swim.
No. Well, that's a lot closer than anywhere else anyway.
Sorry, we could find her from there.
I think you just need to have your own retreat and get her.
True.
Yeah, maybe that's next. This was like a huge unveiling for me and opening into like the lotus flower. Like this is just a whole new opening into my gifts in this lifetime, and it's real. It's real, ladies. Like we're opening up in these incredible ways, and I'm so grateful for this process. I never would have come up with this if it weren't for this container. And so grateful for the deadline. I was up till 5 a.m., woke up at 8 o'clock. I was like, but thank you for like, right, that pressure that we can like become a crystal, we can crystallize. So I'm here for it, and I'm just here in sisterhood with all of you. Please feel free to reach out anytime, like with a song you like or a joke. I like jokes, and just keeping our hearts light and knowing that that's actually the essence of our beauty. You're all so beautiful.
I wanted to come on super quick. I'm like with my mom and my niece in the car, and I jumped on like
Thank you.
I caught like some of the last photos. I missed the first half, but oh my God, everything you said, I was like, I want to see the full presentation.
Oh yeah, because you're in the hummingbird temple over there, like where you
Oh
are
my
is like a
God.
little hummingbird temple. I'm like, oh yeah, I've got some hummingbird medicine.
Oh, that's at my parents' house. It's a mural in the back. Yeah, with
It's beautiful.
Yeah, thank you. And I just want to say, like, wow, sister, so beautiful. Your work, your energy, your vibe, the heart space that it comes from. I'm so grateful for this speakathon. I've been blown away by all the women, and it really feels like the calling of like all those women coming together, and the sacred container of that divine feminine activation. So I fully feel it. I totally want to work with you. I'm gonna book a discovery call because it just sounds awesome. And yeah, so some things in our future, and I would love to go to Hawaii and do a photo shoot.
Okay, great. Great. I can set up tomorrow. Anyone who wants to come here, I've got a deluxe spot, farm to table meals. You got it.
That sounds amazing. Well, yeah, it's in God's hands, and I'm all about it. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Hannah. Thank you. Does anyone else want to add anything? Would you like to offer something to close the space?
I'll say something. I just to resonate and kind of trickle off of what everyone else said. It was very heartfelt, and it was exactly what I needed to hear. It was powerful and beautiful, and it came from your heart, and it was very authentic. And I love it when people show up as themselves, and you really know how to do that. And I think that that's going to be what brings people to you, is because you show up authentically. So just want to make sure you heard that part. So thank you.
Thank you, Amanda. I really appreciate that. I can feel your nurturing, maternal. Amanda does incredible work helping mothers, and it just so comes across. Feel that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Ellen, you look so beautiful over there. It's in the sun.
That's so sweet. Hi.
Hi.
Thank you. I'm so resonating with you and every word you said, and all of your beautiful pictures and artistry and magic. I'm so grateful to be here, and I'm so excited to book a call with you. I have no doubt you can help me so much. I'm a singer, a voice teacher, a jazz singer, an artist, actor. And I have been looking for more clarity, and in writing my shows and my songs and so many things I look forward to talking with you about. So thank you for sharing. I actually found you through Cindy's photos. I'm a friend of Cindy, and I just thought her photos were phenomenal. And all of your photos, are so phenomenal. And God, I would just love to one day do a shoot with you, but first get more clarity around everything.
Oh, well, let's just drop in and we'll start.
Yeah, okay.
I'm so grateful. So you came through just knowing Cindy and seeing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
I love that. Thank you so much for showing up.
Oh, my pleasure. Her pictures are divine. They're absolutely exquisite.
I cried when I saw the final like album that I sent her, I cried, and I'd been editing them for like 2 days, and I was like, oh my God. So, yeah, she's incredible.
That's amazing. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. But that's the thing, we're all like, everyone has like this kind of like amazingness in them. Everyone has this part of them that is like, right, their dragon, right, Jill? Like our Kundalini, our pure force, like our pure life force. And that's what makes a performer so magnetic, right? That they can just like open that up. And that's really, as humans, like we gravitate towards humanity. We just want to feel like humanity. And then we want to, so.
And share our gifts like you do, like so freely and so authentically with so much clarity, and to bring your personal magic to serve. So that's really inspiring. So thank
you so much for reflecting that. I've felt like I turned into goo over the last 2 months. I was like, don't know what I am anymore.
That's how I feel sometimes, because I have so many varied interests like you do, and so many different, passions and talents, and combining sacred, spirituality with music. And I just really resonate with your everything, your art, your photography, and who you are. So anyway, I'm excited and to take next steps and see how the path unfolds. So thank you.
Oh, I'm so touched to meet you, Ellen. Thank you for being here.
My pleasure.
We're doing it. There's a whole bunch of us, like multifaceted, incredible humans that are like, I'm done just being like, I'm a lawyer, I'm a teacher, I'm a singer, I'm a like we're more than that. For people. Oh yeah, I'm here on Team People. Cool to be a person.
Yay.
Yeah. Well, I'm happy to stay on the call if anyone wants to chat. But otherwise, if you'd like, we could just kind of like rub our hands together and just feel the friction and the warmth of your own power, your own intention, your own prayer. And feel that warmth, and then just bring the thumbs to the sternum, bring it to the heart. Inhale deeply. Exhale. And then just bring your hands over your head and just bless yourself, bless your mind, bless your face, your throat, your heart, your belly, your body. Bless you. We're part of something so much bigger than we can imagine, and we are getting stronger every day. I'm here for you in sisterhood, in solidarity, as we raise the level of frequency and light on this planet. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Before you end your meeting, you'd be brilliant to save your chat. You've got the most incredible chat.
Oh my gosh. Thank you. Is there a way to save
You bet. So you click on it, and then the 3 little buttons on the very right, click on those 3 little buttons instead of typing a message, and it'll say save chat.
Cool. Amazing. Oh, y'all are the best. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna thank you so much. Thank you so much. Like I was like, my boob, it's like my tits are swelling. I'm so like,
right?
Let those tits swell. Let them.
A tiny little bit of authenticity there.
That's a good body part to have swelling, I'd say.
Yes.
Yeah.
Amen. Amen.
Great.
Hi, beauty.
So much love. Reach out anytime.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Sending you so
Bye.
much love,
So
Athena.
fantastic.
Mm,
Thank
I love
you.
Bye, Athena. Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Bye-bye. Serena, you're amazing. Thank you.
So are you. I look forward to catching up later.
Same. Have a beautiful day.